Hey everybody, it's your girl Bondy Blue and I am back for another Queen Sugar review. Before I get into it, don't forget about becoming a member or Patreon to my channel. Support your girl, okay? Patreon links down below. Click the join button next to the subscribe button if you want to become a member here on YouTube. Let's get into the notes. So Nova shows up to the farm to talk to Ralph Angel. And Ralph lets her know that Blue is in therapy because some kid told him about what was in that book, just like we thought it would, just like she said that it would not. Okay? And Darla has relapsed and her mind is all messed up because of what done happened and what she didn't put out in this book. So ain't no reconciliation going on over here, Nova. So Nova gets in her car and goes on about her day. All right? She's doing some research on Old World Energy, which we know is the company that is trying to come in and take up all the farmland and everything and put this highway here instead of in St. Thomas or whatever the other parish is that it was supposed to go in. She calls the paper to ask them to do a deep dive on a man named Parker Campbell. Apparently, he's a ghost of a sort. Can't really find much information on him. Aunt Vi comes over and Nova is about to cry because y'all know Aunt Vi has not seen it for her in about a minute. Okay, she has not been talking to her at all. But Aunt Vi wants Jimmy Dale's address. Okay, because she wants to go and drop something off to him. She got some fun, got a few things to say to him, okay? And Nova is like, I haven't seen you or talked to you or hugged you in weeks. And now you come here and I feel like you're not telling me the truth. So I will give you Jimmy Dale's address if you let me drive and you talk to me. And Aunt Vi says you can drive, but I'll talk to you when I'm ready, okay? And so they set out. Aunt Vi in the car says that she can't believe that Nova wrote so many negative things about her in that book. She counted the pages, and there were more pages about her pain than about her triumphs. And she showed her triumphs when she made it, when she moved on, when she let love into her life, when she could have just shut all of this down. Okay, Aunt Vi moved on and lived her best life to her best capability. And Nova spent most of the time talking about the weakness that she showed as a woman by allowing herself to be, in an abusive relationship. So Aunt Vi is still very pissed, but she got it off her chest how she felt. And we all know that Nova is coming to the realization that she handled all of this wrong. Okay, so it's not lost upon her that she done messed up. So then they get to Jimmy's. And she pulls out a box that I'm guessing she was saving all of these things that happened during their marriage, all of the pain, but the box was symbolism for the guilt and the shame she felt for allowing him to make her into that person. Because Aunt Vi, I feel like, was probably raised to be a strong woman and always has been. But something about Jimmy Dale and when she was with him that time in her life, she's ashamed of the woman she became because of their relationship. Okay? Obviously, Jimmy Dale at one point was probably a nice looking man, tall and all of this and charming. Because you can tell, he's very charming. But the evil that lies underneath, that's something that she probably didn't figure out until it was already late and you love him and you're trying to make excuses for him because you want to be with him. Like, by the time you realize how crazy he really is, you already trapped. Your mind is already gone, okay? So when she showed up, she gives him the box because she wants him to carry the burden of what he did to her, okay? She wants him to be held accountable. And he tells her, girl, you ain't holding me accountable for nothing, okay? Seems to me I'm the victim here, okay? I could sue your little boyfriend for what he did to me. Nova comes and grabs Aunt Vi's hand, trying to say, come on, he ain't got nothing for you. Let's go. And he says, you better listen to her. You ain't never been smart, girl. After he done told her that she the one with the house and the business and all of that. Like, you didn't already let it be known how you really feel, which is that she got her life together and you don't. But she didn't recognize that at first. So she walking away and he takes the box and slams it down on the porch, breaking everything. And when she turns around, it seems it's the first time that she's actually looking around and looking at the shack that he lives in. And she realizes that you had to clean yourself up to come and see me because you realize that you ain't shit. Okay? She said, you ain't shit. Okay? You right. I got the house. I got the business. I got the respect. I got the love. And you have nothing. You ain't shit. So she's happy now. A weight has been lifted. She turns around to walk away because she know where she going home to, okay? And probably peeing at work. Something tells me Jimmy Dale drinks too much for that peeing to always be on hard, okay? And while she's walking away, a young woman is walking up with a bandage on her forehead and bruises on her face with a frightened look in her eye. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy. I didn't know you had company. And she's holding a bag of groceries. And she said, I'm sorry it took me so long. They had a long line down there. You can tell she's scared. And Vi picks up on it immediately and says, she steps in front of her. And he was like, come on now, girl. Come here, Layla. Come here and get in this house. She don't mean you no good. Don't be talking to her. And she was like, so what happened? You didn't make those sheets as crisp as he liked? The soup too hot? Yeah, I used to be you 30 years ago. I just want you to know you got a choice. You don't have to stay with him. You got a choice. And she was like, I ain't got nowhere to go. And she was like, I got somewhere for you to go. And she was like, but what if he find me? And look, Jimmy Dale pissed off. You about to mess up his situation. So he's about to come running down the stairs, and Nova pulls out her phone and says, you better not take one more step. Okay, and he stops in his tracks, and Vi tells the girl that if he come looking for you, he gonna find me. So they get in the car, y'all. They get in the car, and Jimmy Dale said, you ain't seen the last of me. And I was just like, David Allen Greer, you was an acting mother. I love when comedians do serious roles. And I love me some David Allen Greer. So I was just like, oh my God. It was just like, it was a testament to his acting, because I was like so emotional. Like, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to David Allen Greer. That little last moment when he screams to her, like, it was such good acting. Okay, I don't even have time to explain this to y'all if y'all didn't see it. Okay, that was some acting right there. So they drop her off at a shelter somewhere where she will be safe. And they tell the lady, hey, if she talking about leaving, you call me, okay? Because she is going to make it her mission to support this girl. And she tells Layla that if you need a job, you can come on down to Aunt Vi's when you're ready. And I got a job for you. I said, yes. Ain't nothing like being able to give somebody a job. Be able to give somebody a working wage when they're struggling and they need something. Especially when they're dependent on the man that's beating them. And they feel like, where I'm going to go, I ain't got no money, I ain't got no place to go. And Aunt Vi comes with a place to go and a job. And you ain't even realize you was about to get blessed like that when you went to the store today. Hallelujah. I was just saying, y'all, that was such a moment, y'all. Oh, Lord, the finale is next week, and I'm going to be so hurt that it's over, because they've been serving this season. So y'all, Micah doesn't seem to be that excited about getting into Harvard. And we know that it's been some kind of like upset with him going to Harvard and then him wanting to be a photographer. I don't understand why you can't do both, but whatever. All right. Charlie is super excited. She's got her Harvard sweatshirt on. She's so proud of her baby. And I totally get it. After everything that Michael went through, his ability to come through and still get into Harvard proves his intellect, proves the way he was able to persevere, proves the way he was able to still move along and get along and excel during a time in his life that was very difficult for him. And so all of that, the culmination of all of that, is why Charlie wants to celebrate and, bring attention to the fact that Micah done won out here, okay? So the Boudreaux have lost some voters. Okay, so obviously the plan to get Jacob Boudreaux out of the running for city council, the plan has worked. Prosper tells Charlie there's been some voter suppression. Him and some other folks that he know, names have been wiped off of the registration for the voters. So when they went in to try to vote, their names ain't on there no more. And it's like, okay, so that's some voter suppression. Then the Latino community, where they were supposed to go, that place has been moved 10 miles out. So their polling place is now in a place that is farther away and it might be harder for them to get there. So just as they're having that conversation, here comes Francis Boudreaux walking in. What have you done to Jacob? What? What have I done to Jacob? Jacob is a grown man. Frances is mad because Jacob didn't went ahead and did something to pull out of that race. And she's also mad that Charlie told him about their great-grandmother, her great-grandmother, or whatever, her great-auntie, whoever it was to her, was actually a black lady. All right? She's mad about that. And she was like, Cousin Frances, don't be like that. I was like, yes, Cousin Frances. Okay, Miss White as Snow. Out of here. Frances tells Charlie that, she gonna have to give it to her. She does have confidence, but always the pride before the fall. And then just as she's about to walk out, some police officers come in. They want to question Charlie about the mill fire. So Frances leaves and they sit down to talk, and they start to ask her questions about maybe the meal was too much for her. And maybe, the cost got too high. And Charlie says, I was laughing when they did it because I was like, they don't know. Charlie said, I am wealthy, so none of that is a problem. Okay, like just let them know, like, oh honey, you and your Walmart boots. I'm really rich. Like, to the when you say you're wealthy, that's not money that's going to run out in 10 years or 20 years. Wealthy is I'm set up to the point where I'm just fucking fine. Please believe me. Okay, and once that's said, they tried to throw it on Micah. She asked them, had they looked at Frances Boudreaux? Of course they haven't. They said there's no evidence to link her to anything. But then they questioned her about her son, who might have been linked to an arson from last year. And we know that your boy, his partner went to jail for whatever that was. But we know Micah, I don't think Micah had anything really to do with that. Like, he didn't do that, right? Or did he take the fall for them? I wasn't watching last season, so I missed that part. But either way, we know that Micah did not do this at all. But that cop was so giddy to give that to her, as if she didn't already know what happened in her son's life. And she was like, okay, it's time to go. The next time y'all talk to me will be with my lawyer. Good day. They better hope she don't get elected. Because see, them two cops. Whew. So y'all, Darla is finally back with Blue over at Ralph Angel's house. They were, playing with a frisbee, and she's like, being around Blue is such, a rejuvenator to be around her son. And she looks good. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, for a second I was like, y'all, did Bianca gain a little weight? She looked good. You know what I'm saying? She looked a little healthy, a little red flush to the face. I was like, oh, all right, Darla, you look good, girl. Really, I meant Bianca, because for the past few seasons, even though Bianca looks like a teenager, I feel like Bianca has been like so skinny, and I don't know why, but when I saw her in this scene, I was like, did she gain a little weight? Did she look good? Sometimes people get a little too skinny. I ain't trying to body shame nobody, but sometimes, that little weight be everything. I know I don't look good at 120 pounds. Crackhead. I like 130, 135, 140. That's where I like to stay in. Ralph brings out this gift that I think he has for Blue. And she looks at it, and they start to talk about Nova coming by that morning and how he didn't let Blue see Nova because he's still mad at Nova. And he's also taking on Darla's beef as well. And Darla says, I know that I don't like her right now. I'm not feeling her either. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think we should make it about Blue, because Blue is not going to understand why we're upset with Nova. He's just going to feel that you don't want to let him be by his auntie. So maybe you need to deal with this situation. And Ralph is like, I ain't really ready to deal with it, Darla. But Darla has given the okay from her standpoint to allow Nova to be with their son. And that's all what really needed to happen. Okay, Ralph ain't going to be too long behind. He'll get over it eventually, just like everybody else has. Besides, Darla says that her son needs all the love that this world can offer. And Nova loves Blue. I said, yeah, she's just stupid. Okay, look. Micah and Kiki go to an art museum together, and college is getting real for them. So there's a conversation about their relationship and what they're going to do about their relationship now that they're going to college. And it's a possibility they're going to break up. Like, that's what most people do. And maybe y'all find y'all way back to each other, maybe not. But I don't think like that should be a real focus. But it is for them. So he tells her that he loves her and that wherever she is, he will be with her. And she says, I will be with you too. So their love is some real love going on right here. A little puppy love they got going on. Darla shows up to Aunt Vi's to thank her for helping her when she was at her lowest, because she knows she didn't have to. They haven't always seen eye to eye. But she wanted to come and give her most prized possession besides Blue. And that is her 1 month chip. Because she had to start all over again now that she's achieved that. She wants to give that to Aunt Vi. And it's just trying to show that I appreciate you so much. And it was a beautiful moment because we know Darla and Aunt Vi have had a go at it. Okay. So to see them both gain something from one another. Because don't get it twisted. Aunt Vi dealing and helping Darla with her situation is what made her know that she had to give that shame up. and stop carrying it with her. And even though Nova could have not put her business out there in a book, she had to deal with it because it was still all stirring under. It was all still there. She had never really dealt with it. And now she's dealt with it. She knows who she is and she can move on from it and not focus on the past. So they really helped each other. And I don't even think Darla realized that she helped Aunt Vi in that way. Aunt Vi talks to Nova after that. And their conversation is telling that she wants to move on and she wants to move forward with no more secrets. And she tells her that she's glad that she was there with her when she confronted Jimmy Dale. So now Nova and Aunt Vi are back and we glad. Okay, like I'm sorry, but I hate to see families fight forever. Bring it back. And Aunt Vi's mean is mean. You do not want to piss Aunt Vi off. And Nova is just smiling like a kid. You know, just happy to be back in the fold. Y'all know Aunt Vi is like a mother to her. Okay, so Charlie talks to her people, you know, at her campaign headquarters about the voter suppression that's been going on. And Prosper said, this ain't the first time, okay? Same old dirty trick. So we just gonna go old school on their ass. We gonna get a phone tree. We gonna call everybody we know. We gonna get some buses and some schedules. And we gonna get these people out here to these polls so we can make a dent, okay? We gonna do what we gotta do around here. I'm like, yes, Prosper, yes, okay? Prosper is down for whatever, and I'm here for it. Nova tells Charlie about the Old World Energy Company coming into small towns and wrecking shit, basically, to get what they want. And she traced the Parker Campbell guy who put in a request to get names removed from the voter registry. So obviously, that's the link. That's the person that got Prosper and all the other folks' names knocked off the registry. And this is when Charlie starts to realize that this is bigger than the Landrys. But we've been saying that for the past 3 weeks, that whoever is behind all of this is bigger than the Landrys. The Old World Energy Company, or the Old Energy Company, whatever the shit that is, Old World Energy, that company is a shell company for somebody else that they, you know, or another company of some nature. So it's like all of this stuff to hide who the people who are doing all of this are. And we don't know who they are. So Charlie's like, who are these people? Okay? But they're going to go on and enjoy Micah's party either way, right? So Blue is sitting next to Nova, and Ralph Angel is obviously upset about it, but Blue wants to sit next to his Aunt Nova, okay? So Ralph Angel said, go wash your hands, Blue. And now Vi tells Ralph Angel, say, bro, don't put this baby in the middle of this now. And he was like, just because y'all made up with it don't mean I got to. But he goes in the bathroom, and Blue is in there washing his hands. And Blue asks Ralph why he's so mad at Nova. And he said that Auntie Nova did something wrong and she think that she right. Okay, so she ain't really apologized to me because she feel like she right about what she did. And Blue is like, oh, that's just like when me and Marcus got into it over the game. And his mom told us that our friendship meant more than the game. So we just got past it and decided to have two plays on the game per person so that we wouldn't beef, because you know we have more in common than we have different. And I was like, oh Lord, Blue is so cute, y'all. And that made Ralph Angel realize that that's his sister, and no matter what has happened, that's his sister. Okay, so whatever she did is not as big as their relationship. It's not as big as their family. So he's going to eventually get over it. He tells Blue that he didn't grown up to be a big boy and that he can go and sit by his Aunt Nova out there. And he says, okay, I will, Dad. I'll see you later. You know, just so cute. So while they're toasting to Micah, Micah looks very stressed. And you could tell he about to tell everybody he ain't going to Harvard. You could just tell, okay? He says he was going to wait until after the election, but he tells Charlie, who just finished giving the proudest mom speech because her son is going to Harvard, that he has decided to go to Xavier instead to do photography and do art and study political science, okay? Help his people. Watching her, you know, watching everybody in their family and their friends come together for the people, okay? And even brings up her little ex-boyfriend. I say, oh no, not Mr. Romero. Or whatever the little boyfriend name was. But he wants to help his people and he wants to live in New Orleans to do so. And she doesn't feel like that's the best decision to make. She feels like he has an opportunity to get a leg up in a world that is built to push him down, that is built to disregard and diminish who he is as a person. And she feels like going to Harvard would have given him the connections he needed to come back here and do the things that he's done, because that's how she's been able to work this all out. You know, she talks about how she's been through the fight of her life, and she doesn't know if she would have got through it if she'd have grew up here. You know what I'm saying? Being out there in the rest of the world and having those connections will help you when you come here. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I agree with her. From her standpoint, her education, her knowing the people that she knows, having the money that she has, that she might otherwise not have been able to acquire living in Louisiana her whole life. So I totally agree with her, but I also feel like it's his decision. And you have to support him and cry in your bedroom at night about it. But you don't tell your son how dare he decide to make that decision, because that is his decision. You know, I always feel like parents always want to fight so hard for their kids to go to colleges that they want them to go to. I went through this with my dad. And ultimately, it's not your life. It's not your life. It's not. And whatever college he chooses to go to is a choice he gonna have to live with and a choice he gonna have to make. But from Charlie's standpoint, I totally understand how she feels. The rest of the family shows support for Micah and his choice. And she like looking around at Nova and Kiki and Anvi and everybody like, we did not know about this. Don't look at us. We ain't had nothing to do with it. But we love you, Micah. We support you. And she just storms off because she's so upset, and Micah's like tearing up and all of that. It just turned the moment completely 180. But anyway, y'all, that was Queen Sugar. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Like I said, become a member. Like. Share the video, please, y'all. Share it. I appreciate all of you who share my videos all the time, okay? Including, but not limited to, LaCour43 at WoodyMC84 on Twitter. Thank you so much, boo. I appreciate you. Every time I post a video, she retweets it and then puts it on Twitter, and I really appreciate that. Make my life easy sometimes. Just tell you the truth, okay? So thank you so much, love. I'll see y'all in the next one, okay? I'm gonna try to get the Bondi Blue show up tomorrow evening, okay? Which means that it probably won't come out until Sunday for everybody else, but early Sunday, hopefully. And or early Saturday. It'll be up Saturday for everybody, but it'll be up Friday night for all of my members and Patreons. And Love and Marriage Huntsville, I'll try to get that done Saturday night. Fingers crossed, because y'all know, like, I work Friday and Saturday, so sometimes I just feel like coming home and playing The Sims until I fall asleep and drinking. I don't want to have to focus on anything. Okay, after I finish editing this video, I'm gonna go downstairs and cook some shrimp and potato stew, and I'm gonna start drinking because it's my weekend, baby. All right, I love y'all. I love my bonbons so very much. I hope y'all know that. I hope y'all feel that when I do the videos. Every time I sit here with all of these lights, my heart is full with whatever positivity I could possibly give to y'all, and I hope that it is felt. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Be there.